Perfect. Finally. All right. So this is it. Take a quick picture of this. This is what it looks like. From the left, you see that person by themselves. And then all of a sudden, they start to move into fast start qualification. And then as you can see, you advance to manager. And then you get into the performance club. And by helping others follow that same path over and over and over again, you start to build your dream, live your dream lifestyle by earning those dream bigger bonuses. And so fast start qualification is the beginning of that, where you get your first promotion, as you see. And I'm going to go quickly. And so you can watch the replay if you want to pause it and slow this down. But I just want you all to get the visual picture that it's the same journey over and over and over again. From coming on board, enrolling your first 3 people right away, going to your fast start class, you're getting your $400 bonus, and then you're going to advance to manager within your first 45 days, and you're going to get another $500 bonus for doing that. And then as you advance to manager, through that process, you're going to start performance club qualifying. And this is what the points look like is you start to get in the performance club. And this is where it really gets fun. This is where you start earning consistent cash flow for your efforts. This is where everything you do starts to multiply, because now you're teaching other people how to get into the performance club with you every single month. And after 3 months in a row, you start getting a $200 a month bonus. And then 12 months in, you start getting that $300 a month bonus. And then 24 months in a row, you start getting that $400 a month bonus. And then 36 months in a row, you start getting that $500 per month bonus consistently. That's an extra $6,000 per year every year. Imagine an extra $6,000 dropping into your hands every single year just for being consistent in a rhythm on autopilot. And so you start to move up in rank to senior manager and then director. And all this is in your advancement blueprint that you printed out, right? So you can see it and just not just see it, but fill in the blanks with the people and have fun along the way. And then you become a senior director once you figure out how to create a performance club factory, and then an executive director. So how do you create that performance club factory? This is all the vision. You're creating this performance club factory. So number one, you're building a team of performance club qualifiers. Ms. Liz LeCue did a powerful training the other Sunday, and she said 2 to 5 a day, no matter what. 2 to 5 a day, no matter what. That means you're inviting 2 to 5 new people every day, no matter what, to see the information. You're going to follow up with 2 to 5 new people that you reached out to before, and you're going to add 2 to 5 new people to your list every day. It doesn't get more simple than that. 2 to 5 on 3 different levels. And then as you start to grab one more person, say, hey, look, my goal is to help 5 people earn $500 to $1,000 this month. Would you like to be one of them? I want y'all to say that. My goal is to help 5 people earn $500 to $1,000 this month. Would you like to be one of them? And when somebody says yes, you say, perfect. Let's be workout partners. We're going to make sure we do our 2 to 5 a day no matter what. Well, now you got number 1 on this list done. Take a screenshot where you built a team. You plus 5 other people are in the performance club every month just by staying on top of your 2 to 5 a day. And then guess what happens? You start qualifying every month. Number 2, let's say you can have 3 people buying a $50 combo plan. That's 150 points every month. Or as you see on the screen, 2 new members buying that $73 package and one of them becoming an associate. Guess what? You got your 150 points right there. So you got you and your 5 in the performance club every month. Number 3, you work together every day with your 2 to 5 a day, no matter what. And now your team is doing more than $700 in premium, which takes care of step number 4, where you go to that next level. Within either if you're already a director, now you're a senior director. If you weren't a director yet, you will be within a month or 2. You'll be a senior director because your team's doing $700 premium every month. It's powerful. So congratulations, you're now a senior director. But you keep going. You find 5 more people. Hey, my goal is to help 10 people earn $500 to $1,000 this month with me. Would you like to be one of them? Now, you plus 10 are doing the same thing. And as you can see, you're executive director with over $1,400 in premium every month. So the Build Your Dream incentives start to kick in. And this is where the big money happens when you're senior director or above for 3 consecutive months. take a screenshot of this. You're talking about $260,000 in bonuses on the table, plus matching bonuses of anywhere from 20% to 100% when you help your team members get their bonus. So it gets gooder and gooder. I know that's bad English, but would you rather say I am smart or I is a millionaire, right? I'm telling you, take advantage of it. We like to have fun. But it's powerful, family. Where do you find these incentive flyers? Right here, take a screenshot, lsengage.com, under resources, network, and incentives. But you can go find these screenshots as well. So I want you all to see my journey as I share with you all, what does it look like now to apply this? You know, what if it's just me right now? This picture is me on the left, and I worked hard to promote events. They said if you get good at promoting events, you can write your own ticket to success. And they said, hey, one day, imagine one day you're going to have 100 people at the big event with you. And that is going to set you free for the rest of your life, financial freedom. And all you have to do is gather people every day, a few people a day, you're 2 to 5 a day, lead them into your weekly event every week in the training call like this, and then lead them into the monthly Super Saturday and into the big events every year. It's that simple. Daily, gather 2 to 5 a day every day, bring them to your weekly event, bring them to the once a month event, Super Saturday, and get them to the big event. Repeat. Daily, weekly, monthly, annual. Daily, weekly, monthly, annual. I said, I can do that in 10 to 15 hours a week. And so I worked hard. I said, you know what? I'm going to promote. I'm going to get 10, 20 people to my first event. And I called and called and called. And I got all 2 of us. All 2 of us. This is the 2 of us I got to that big event. But I said, okay, that's all right. That's me plus 1. That's good. I was there and I had somebody with me. We can grow from here, right? We can't grow from 0 if I didn't show up, but we can grow from 1. And I had 2. And in my hand, I'm holding a planner, a success planner from Paul J. Meyer. And he said the quote that's at the top of this page. He said, whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. And I was vividly imagining having a team of 10 plus people every week at the events and bringing them to the Super Saturday every month, and then bringing my 10 plus people back to the big event. And then I started seeing my team have my 10 people with their 10 people at the weekly events, and then their 10 people at the monthly event, and then their 10 people at the big event. And there's my 100. That was it. That's the vision. That's the plan. So I'm going to visualize my 10 showing up every week. I can get my mind around 10. I can work strategically every week and work towards it and become a stronger leader and gather more people and be more creative, where I find local people to bring back to my local event and do some living room presentations and launches on Zoom on the weekends, but gather those people into my weekly event so I can have 10 every week at some point, and then 10 every month at the Super Saturday, and then 10 every year at the big event, and inspire them to do the same. 10 times 10 is 100. Are y'all seeing the picture? Is it clear? Put vision in the chat if you can see the vision. That's the vision I want you to hold on to. I want you to embrace. I want you to work towards. I want you to get excited about. And I want you to gather others around that simple vision so the events can do the rest of the work for you. So I'm going to fast forward. Because of what I'm about to teach you, here's what happened. I went from me overcoming my shyness, getting out of my shell, and only all 2 of us at the event, to this. Close to 100 people at the big event a handful of years later, going through this process of gathering people every day, 2 to 5 a day, gathering my 5, my focus 5, and then my focus 10. My focus 5 got me to senior director, the equivalent of senior director, which was executive director back then, 25 customers a month. Between the director with 25, that's like that's executive director now. And then my focus 10 got me to executive director consistently, and focus 10 per leg. That's what platinum looks like. But here's what it looks like. So that's me sitting down in the front row with some of my executive directors all sitting down in the front row, just a handful of years right after only having 2 of us at the big event. So how do you go from just you or 2 to close to 100 people at the big event? Well, you want to become good at promoting. And you want to understand why promoting is so important. So What is promoting? Promoting is getting people to an event, getting people to show up to an event, to do what they would not have done had you not invited them. And there's a skill set to it. Why do you want to get good at promoting? Because I'm going to show you why. Because you're going to start averaging about $1,000 per week per person in passive residual income from at the big event. So you want to get people to the big event. And again, if you missed it earlier, the way you get people to the big annual events, like the Winter Breakthrough coming up, the Breakthrough event coming up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You want to backtrack from that big event in Myrtle Beach, the Breakthrough event in January, and you go, what big events are happening before January that I can build into, like the Super Regional coming up in the Washington, D.C., Maryland area in October. Okay, so you put that October event, you begin with the end in mind, and then you work backwards with your plan. Okay, so how many people do I want to? Okay, I'm going to gather as many people as I can by the DC event, the Maryland College Park Super Regional. Even if I'm not physically there, I want to be strategic about getting people there. And I'm going to show you how in just a moment. But what's coming up before that Super Regional? Well, before that Super Regional is the Southern California Super Regional in Anaheim. And so, okay, I'm going to map that out. Okay, so I'm going to build into Anaheim, which will lead into the DC event, which will lead into Myrtle Beach. So we're piggybacking event from event from event. Okay, well, what's happening between now and the Anaheim event? Okay, we got the daily Zooms that we can invite people to gather people every day. And then those people can gather people every day. We got the weekly events we can gather people to every week. We got the monthly Super Saturdays we can gather people to every month. So we can have more people at the Super Regional and then have more people back at the big event. Family, if you thought it was more complicated than what I just said, good news. It's not. It's not. That's the whole business. Have fun with this thing. This is an event promoting business. So there's power in destination events. Destination events are events where you or your team members have to leave their local area and get into a new environment with no distractions. And they're in a special place. They don't have the home distractions. They can concentrate and be just fully enraptured, fully just saturated with success. Saturated with success stories, inspiration, the best training, the best trainers, building relationships in person with the best of the best, building that community, finding workout partners, getting your questions answered, having fun, making money, all of that built into one special weekend at a destination event. And so that little stage is at the top. If you see up top, it says stage. And then there's the rest of the room. And so some of the top builders, about every 3 or 4 months, there's some kind of a big event that the company does 2 per year. They do the annual spring event and then like a fall leadership event, like these super regionals that we have, these last 2. And then the teams do usually like a winter and or a summer event, like the Breakthrough event happening in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So in my mind, there's usually something every winter, spring, summer, or fall that I'm building into to help me get to this 100+ people at the big event. Okay, so winter, spring, summer, fall. Those are the annual events. Winter, spring, summer, fall. So here's what it looks like. This is what a wealth mentor taught us. He said, when you get to that first event, you're going to see this room full of people at that first event. And here's the thing. About 50% of the people, here's the key to success, is to know that about 50% of the people, they get excited. They say, oh my gosh, I'm in for life. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have my 100+ people at an event one day. And 50% of them don't even make it back to the next event. Oh, womp, 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 right? But you're still in the room. He said the key to success is to be back at the next event. But guess what? That 50% that don't make it back, all of their chairs get filled up by somebody else. They get filled up. Those seats get filled up by somebody else, and you want to bring those people back. You bring those people back. Bring people back with you. So the key is to stay in the room. He said, well, you're going to probably be earning 2 times the average of the other people in the room simply because you made it back and you brought more people with you. He said, but then you get to that next big event. And guess what? He said half of the people that were at the last big event, they don't make it back. They say they are, well, man, I'm going to make it happen and we're going to win. I'm going to have 100 people one day. And they don't even show back up at the next big event. Wah, wah, wah. Right? And their seats get filled in by somebody else, but you're still here. This is my story, y'all. You're still here. No matter what it looked like, whether it looked like you were winning, didn't look like you were winning, looked like you were growing, didn't look like you were growing. For some reason, you decided to stick and stay, and you brought back some people with you. And so you're here, and you're going to probably be earning about 4 times the amount of the average person in the room. And then the next thing happens. You come back to the next event, half those people aren't there, have their seats get filled in, you're still here. Now you're averaging about 8 times the people in the room. And then it keeps going. The half of those people don't show up. You're averaging 16 times. And then half those people don't make it back. Guess what? Within 3 to 5 years of really focusing on this. And it's different numbers. For some, it's sooner. For some, it's later. But look at this. What was that? 5 or 6 events, big events, destination events. You're still here. You're earning 32 times the amount of income of the average person in the room because you stuck and you stayed and you kept bringing people back. So take a picture of this. This is what it looks like to me. The 1 year, what 1 year looks like. And if you see there, the number 90 is in between each of those mountaintops. And that represents about 90 days between each major big event, winter, spring, summer, and fall. So let's just say you went to the winter event. You build into the winter event. And you got there and you get so inspired, you go, you know what? I'm going to come back with 10 people to the spring event. Maybe this is the winter event that's coming up in January 1st through the 3rd. And you say, you know what? The spring event is coming up and it's going to be in New Orleans, Louisiana. And I'm going to have 10 or more people there with me. And you work smart in that next 90 days to gather people 2 to 5 a day, part-time, spare time, having fun with your workout partners, bring some people to the weekly event, 1 night a week, bring some people back to the Sunday night call because you put it in your calendar, right? And then bring some people. There's only 3 Super Saturdays between that event, Myrtle Beach, and the big old New Orleans event in your local area, but you were strategic with it and focused, unlike other people that just talk. And so you came back. And maybe you didn't have all 10 people, but you have 5. You might say, man, I only got 5. But watch this. Those 5 people catch the vision. They catch the vision and they say, wait, each of us, we're coming back with our own 10. This is amazing. Wow, New Orleans, Louisiana, when's the next event? Are we doing something in the summer? And your team decides, you know what? We're going to do something in the summertime. Maybe you decide to hang out with Darnell Self in the summer, or your team has something special in the summer. And your crew, you and your 5 lock arms, you circle up and say, we're each coming back with 10 people to that next big event. And then y'all go for it. That would be 50 people. If 5 bring back 10, that would be 50 more people, plus whoever you bring back. And let's say half of them make it back in the summer. Oh, man, just half. You might feel like, oh, we got 50% of the goal. We didn't hit it. But guess what? 25 make it. And now there's a circle up with you and 25 people at the summer event. And you all say, you know what? All right, we're going to get it right this time. Each of us are bringing back 10 people, not 100, not 1,000. We're bringing back 10. And you're 25. Commit to staying focused for the next 90 days to bring back 10 people. Put some hearts if you seeing where I'm going with this thing. And those 25 people get laser focused on coming back with just 10. And 25 times 10, now that's 250 people if you pull it off. Oh, but you got half of it right. And 125 people made it. Wait a minute. You just crossed the 100 mark. You got 125 people to the big event. What? Failing your way to the top. Ups and downs along the way, but you stayed focused. But wait a minute. Is it over yet? No. What if those 125 people say, we're bringing back 10 plus people? That'll be 1,250 people. And now we're going to do it this winter 2027. Our team is going to have 1,000 plus people at that event. 1250, Operation 1250. And y'all go for it over the next 90 days, gathering your 2 to 5 a days, no matter what. And then you got your weekly events that are growing. And then your monthly Super Saturdays growing. The Super Regionals growing. And then boom, you get half of it right. And 625 people make it. Oh, man. We only had 625 people by January 2027. Just a year ago, it was just you. But you understood the power of the #1 skill, the highest paying skill in this entire industry, which is promoting. And if you look at the words in blue, the big event formula says you're earning $1,000 per year on average in passive income per person. So if your team's got 625 people spread out between those 4 legs, that's $625,000 per year. A year from now, family. Now, what if you got, that was with 50% success. What if you got half of that right and you're still at $300,000 per year? A year from now, what if you got only half of that right and you're still at $150,000 per year? That's the power of building from event to event. So here it is, the green marks are the Super Saturdays between each big event. This is how I see my whole business, family. There's 3 Super Saturdays every 90 days. And then in between those green marks is the weekly event in your local area. So the only focus is you're gathering your 2 to 5 a day as a team. So you can have more people at those weekly events, those 4 or 5 weekly events between each Super Saturday, so you can bring people back to the next Super Saturday. So you got the first green mark, Super Saturday, and then weekly event, gather people, and then get more people back to the next green Super Saturday. And then you got the weekly event, gathering people so you can have more people back at the next green mark Super Saturday. And that's how you map it all the way out. So here are the 5 secrets of a master promoter. 5 secrets of a master promoter. Secret number 1, so important, it is be willing to go through a large number of people. First of all, who's ready for freedom? Put freedom in a chat if you're willing to focus on your freedom plan and work this plan with a passion. Y'all feel my passion? You're willing to work your dream. This passion comes from my dream for my son. This passion comes from my dream for my family. This passion comes from my dream for my calling in life, to fund the calling that's on my life, to have the time freedom to do what I was put on this earth to do, to make the impact that I was put on this earth to make, to set my family members free, to show others how to get free, to be able to fund my ministry, to help write that check when my church needs something, to have the investment account in place, to have generational wealth. What's your dream? Is your dream worth getting this fired up about? To get laser focused on, to stay in that rhythm, and to master some skills. So put freedom in the chat. If you're with me and you're like, I'm willing to do this, I'm willing to focus, you got to be willing to go through a large number of people for a small percentage to show up. You got to be willing to go through a large number of people for a small percentage of them to show up. Most people never become a master promoter until they get secret number 1 down and say, you know what? No more am I going to invite a few people and hope every one of them show up. I'm going to cross my fingers. I just hope it works out. Please, 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 please show up. Please show up. That's a horrible strategy. Horrible strategy. And that's not how business works, right? You know how real business works. All business is built on large numbers. When I was studying real estate investing, the first principle they taught me, if you want to find motivated sellers to buy property below market, desperate sellers so you can negotiate, you got to go through 100 properties that look like they're desperate sellers, to find like 10 of them, to narrow it down to like 3 offers, to find like 1 good deal that's a motivated seller. I learned that before Legal Shield. You got to go through a large number of people to funnel it down to a few. And so when I came into Legal Shield, my first Super Saturday was coming up, and they said, you got to get a lot of people to the event. And I heard the story of Brian Carruthers, who contacted a couple hundred people in his first 72 hours. And I'm like, wow, this is like the same wealth principle in every industry, but it pays residuals and compound success here. I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm making a list of everybody I know. I don't care how scared I am to make that phone call. I don't care how shy I used to be. I don't claim that self-image anymore. I don't care how uncomfortable. They don't know what's available here. And this Super Saturday event that's coming up is going to be so huge. There's no way I can paint the picture for them that they're going to see when they get to the event. Just like this Anaheim event coming up. So I got to invite enough people so that even if only a small percentage of them make it, I still have a good turnout. And my goal was to have 10 carloads of people at my first Super Saturday. 10 carloads. Only problem was I didn't even have a car. I didn't own a car. But I said, okay, but I had secret number one. I didn't even know it. I was already willing to implement secret number one. So I made a list of over 100 people. Guess what I did? I circled all the ones that had a car first. Who has a car? Who has a car? Who has a car? I need 10 drivers. And then I'll call the rest of them and tell them, I already got a ride for you because I already know what you're going to say. I don't have a ride. It's all the way in Baltimore. We're in Washington, D.C. No problem. I already got a ride. So I called and promoted like crazy. And so, but I was willing to go through 100 plus people. I ended up with 12 guests at that first Super Saturday. I had 4 carloads. I didn't get all 10, but I have 4 carloads of people and 12 guests at my first Super Saturday 2 weeks into the business. And they were like, whoa, what are you doing? I'm like, that wasn't a lot. I was trying to get 10 carloads. I only have 4. I was upset. They were impressed. I wasn't impressed. But the numbers, you see, put a 10 in the chat if you want to have 10 or more people show up to an event sometime soon. Put a 10 in the chat if you want to have 10 or more people show up to an event sometime soon. If you want to be a master promoter, invite over 100 people to get 10 into your living room if it's family, into your Zoom if it's the next Zoom, into the next event if it's a weekly event, into the Super Saturday if it's a Super Saturday. Be willing to invite triple digits to have double digits show up. It's that simple. Not everybody's willing to do it. They don't have to be. But don't let it be you. You got the reason. Secret number 2. Secret number 2 is to make a big list. Make a big list. What kind of list? A big list. I think I already explained that well. Why you need a big list? So you can invite a whole bunch of people. Secret number 3, build your belief and transfer your belief. So this is about transferring belief. Can y'all feel my belief? Can y'all feel my belief right now? Put believe in the chat if you can feel my belief transferring to you. So that means before I got onto this Zoom, you don't know what kind of day I had today. I could have had all kinds of stuff happening. I could have been going through some stuff. But before I'm going to get around people, I'm going to get into my zone. If I got to shift gears and transition, if I got to do some jumping jacks or put on my hype music or gospel music or gospel hip hop, or whatever I got to do to get in the zone, and then remind myself of why is this thing so big? Why do I believe in this thing? Write down 10 people. If you need help building your belief, write down 10 reasons why they must get here. I remember when I was promoting that Super Saturday, my first 2 weeks in the business, I wrote down all these reasons why my family had to see this. All kinds of reasons. We got to change our family future, to be able to pay the bills, to have the time freedom, to set the legacy in place, because we always said we wanted to. I just made all these reasons why. Why? These reasons why. And so I had to sell myself first. This is the third secret of a master promoter. Not only are they willing to go through large numbers, not only do they have a big list, they make a big list. They figure it out. If they don't have one, they figure it out. They'll use social media if they have to. They'll go to events if they have to. They'll buy leads if they have to. They'll figure it out. Whatever they got to do, they're willing to do it. They're problem solvers. And number 3, they build their belief. They build their own belief so they have something to transfer to the people on the other side of the phone. So that's secret number 3. Build up your own belief so big that somebody would get off, somebody in Dubai would get a plane ticket and fly all the way across the world to Anaheim because your belief is that big that this is so important. What has to go on your list of why this is so big? That what would you have to say to get somebody to come from Dubai to Anaheim, California? And when you write that out and you start promoting like that, you're on track to become a master promoter. When somebody's like, man, I need to get on a plane. I need to buy a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 plane ticket and get to Anaheim. Why would they do that? Because you said they can make $500 to $1,000 a month? No, because you said there's going to be a room full of multi-millionaire world changers in the room, one place, one time, one weekend, Anaheim, California. You got to clear your schedule. I know you're already successful, but you haven't seen success like this until you see what's happening. This is the biggest industry in this country. You got to change all your schedule, change your plans, cancel your flights, and come across the country to get to Anaheim. When you can promote that, you can get somebody to show up in the same state. Secret number 4. How are we doing? Secret number 4. Prepare for objections. You don't wait, prepare for objections. Why? What are all the reasons why this person would say yes? Write down all the reasons why this person might say yes. So you're already thinking in advance. You're loading up in advance. You're loading up in advance. Okay, because they're a single parent, they want to do this for their children. Oh, because their job is taking up their life. Oh, because their time, childcare, they want freedom. They want to, maybe it's not the money only, but they need a positive environment. They've been going through so much. Okay, they want mentorship. Okay, that's reason number 7. Number 8, you come up with more reasons why they would say yes than they can think of to say no. You'll become a master promoter. So secret number 4 is you're preparing not only all the reasons why they would say yes, but what are the reasons they would say no? See, when I made that list of 100 plus people, I already thought about it. I was 19. I was just turning 20 years old. I was about to turn 20 years old. This was like January 10th, 2000. Never forget it. And so my friends were college students, and then the people around, they were like college age. So I'm like, they're going to say it's too early. I wrote that down. What's my response to that? Or what am I going to say so they can't use that one against me? They're going to say I don't have a ride. They're going to say I don't have the money. They're going to say I'm not, how am I going to eat? They're going to say, oh, I had other plans, right? There was only like 5 things they could tell me. And I had an answer to no matter what they told me. Oh, I don't have a ride. No problem. I already got a ride for you. Oh, I don't have the money. No problem. I got an extra ticket for you. Oh, I don't have food money. Hey, we can bring some peanut butter and jelly. We're going to eat it together. Oh, I have some plans. You got to, are those plans going to make you a millionaire? Are those plans going to help you get free? No, you got to change those plans. Y'all see what I'm saying here? That's secret number 4 of a master promoter. And then finally, secret number 5, make the calls or videos or voice memos. A text message won't do this because you can't transfer this level of confidence, belief, enthusiasm, passion through just a text message. You gotta make a phone call or a video or a voice memo. They gotta hear it in your voice. And I'm telling you, when you're armed with these 5 secrets of a master promoter, you's a bad man, majama. I'm telling you, the world is at your fingertips now. You can promote any event, anywhere, anytime. Your whole team could drop out of the business. Hurricane Katrina can wipe your whole business out, and then you can rebuild it even faster. Ask me how I know. Because you decided to master the 5 skills of a master promoter. I don't know if Mr. Carruthers wants to say a few words before we pass it to Ms. Karen to spin the wheel. But family, those are the 5 keys of a master promoter. Let's go out there and practice them. Let's pack out the Anaheim event so that we can gather people between Anaheim and College Park and then to New Orleans, Louisiana. I mean, to Myrtle Beach and leading into New Orleans. But before we get to them, we got a Zoom tomorrow night. Who can you contact tonight and get them in front of a video so they can bring people to the Zoom tomorrow night? And then those people can bring people. And I'm telling you, when you get on fire like this, watch 12 months from now, what can happen for you? Let's go.
Man, oh man, oh man. This is so good. Can you guys, I know everybody can understand why Fard-Bell is successful. I've been reading the chat for the last 45 minutes. Your energy is contagious. Your conviction and your posture and belief are very, very high. And that's why you've attracted great people to your team. That's why people follow you. That's why everybody that's still on here right now is on here. It's because of who you are. And I just want to encourage everybody that's listening in. You could be brand new. You could be a couple years old in the business. Work on your craft. Coach Fard-Bell has worked on his craft for a long time. He's able to teach. He's able to inspire. He's able to help people grow. And so, look, you know, when he's talking about Anaheim, that's his coming weekend. And I can just simply tell you, I know 100%. It's not like I'm thinking, I have a feeling. No, I know 100% that if you got on a plane or in a car and got to Anaheim, whether it's 50 miles or whether it's 2,000 miles away, I have no doubt in my mind that things would change for you. And if there's any excuse that it could be popping in your head right now as a reason why you can't go, that needs to be flipped into your reason why you must go. The lack of this, the lack of that. The only way you're going to change is by going to the place you're going to get the answer to change it. And so I'm looking forward to it. I'll be actually getting out there a day early. I've got some stuff I'm doing Friday morning out there. And so I'm flying out on Thursday. I'm going to have a super productive week between tonight and Thursday. And then Friday when we're out there, we've got Darnell Self has now asked me to join him. And we are going to do a joint presentation on Friday night in Anaheim. So you got the two top earners in the company on the same stage for an hour, mapping out the showcase of what Legal Shield can do for anybody that you get in that room. By whatever means necessary, I would reach out to find everybody I can to get out there to that Friday night showcase. And of course, get all you and your team members to the Saturday event for the training portion of the weekend. So guys, as we wrap, and we're going to throw over to Karen here in a second, you know, the month is half over. Okay. Tomorrow is the 15th of September. I don't know what you have. I don't know what your goals are and where you're at with your goals, but I just want to make sure that tonight before you go to bed, spend some time, even if it's just 20 or 30 minutes, spend some time figuring out what are my goals? What do I want to accomplish? Not just long-term. Yes, have a long-term North Star that's pulling you, even when some days you don't feel driven by your short-term goals. Your North Star long-term goal will pull you. But you've got to have some short-term goals. What are you going to get done in the month of September? What rank, what qualifications are you going to hit? And what are you going to get done this week? And like Coach Fard-Bell just said, what are you going to do by this time tomorrow night, the next 24 hours? Don't worry about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. In the next 24 hours, what can you do? I know what you can do. What will you do? There's a big chasm between can and will. All of us on here can recruit 10 people tomorrow. We all can recruit 10 people in one day. It can be done. I've done it. Done it a couple of times. It can be done. I'm not saying that you're going to go do it. I'm not saying I'm going to go recruit 10 people tomorrow. So don't put limitations on what you can accomplish. Just make the decision tonight that tomorrow you're going to put the things in the calendar, block out the time to do the activity, to do the promoting that Fard-Bell just taught you how to promote, to get people on the Zoom tomorrow night, to do those 3-way calls, to get some new people on board. And we'll see everybody in Anaheim. Karen, over to you.